There's a truth every man must face. Women will test you, not because they hate you, not because they want to break you, but because on a deep, instinctive level, they need to know if you are truly a man who can lead, protect, and stand firm under pressure. And here's the part most men never realize: these tests are not random. They are rooted in thousands of years of evolution, in the way women choose strength, stability, and confidence over weakness and fear. Welcome to Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. In this video, we'll break down why women test men, the psychology behind it, and most importantly, how strong men always win when faced with these moments. By the end, you'll understand that these tests are not obstacles. They are opportunities to prove your worth, sharpen your discipline, and command respect without ever raising your voice. So before we begin, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Your growth as a man starts here, and the Stoic Golden Tribe is where we rise together. Chapter 1. The hidden nature of women's tests. Every man at some point in his life has asked the question, why is she acting this way? She might question your decisions, tease you, ignore your calls, or suddenly challenge your confidence in moments where you least expect it. And for men who don't understand, this can feel like rejection, disrespect, or even sabotage. But here's the truth: these moments are tests, not exams you sit down for in school, but natural, instinctive challenges designed to reveal one thing. Are you truly the man you claim to be? Throughout history, women have sought strength, not just in the body of a man, but in his mind and spirit. In ancient tribes, the survival of the community often depended on whether men could stay calm under pressure. A man who panicked during a storm, who crumbled when enemies approached, who allowed emotions to rule him, such a man risked not only himself, but his family and tribe. Women instinctively avoided such men. Fast forward to today, and while society has changed, human nature has not. A woman may not need you to fight off wolves or build fire from nothing, but she still needs to know: can you lead when life gets hard? Can you stay grounded when the world is shaking? This is why she tests you. When she pushes your buttons, she's not looking to destroy you. She's searching for reassurance that the man standing before her will not fold like paper under the weight of pressure. That when the storm comes, whether financial struggles, personal loss, or emotional conflict, her man will not disappear into fear, but rise into strength. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor. Rome was plagued with wars, political betrayal, and even plagues that wiped out thousands. Yet through it all, Marcus remained calm, controlled, and unshaken in his duty. His strength was not just his title as emperor, it was his ability to endure, to lead with composure when chaos consumed everyone else. That is the kind of strength a woman subconsciously tests for in every man she's with. But here's the danger: weak men misinterpret these tests. They take them personally. When a woman questions them, they lash out in anger. When she withdraws affection, they beg or chase. When she challenges their decisions, they grow defensive. This only reveals insecurity, and insecurity is the fastest way to fail the test. Strong men, on the other hand, understand. They see beyond the words, beyond the surface behavior. Instead of reacting emotionally, they respond with calm, grounded presence. They stand firm, like the oak tree that does not bend when the wind howls. And in that strength, a woman finds what she was looking for: certainty. You must remember, women don't test boys, they test men. And the outcome of these tests determines whether she sees you as her rock or as another temporary distraction. So the next time you face one of these moments, don't ask, why is she doing this to me? Instead, ask yourself, what strength is she searching for in me right now? Because when you see the test for what it truly is, you gain control of the game. Drop a comment below. Have you ever noticed a woman testing you in subtle ways? How did you respond? Did you stay calm, or did you let emotions control you? Chapter 2. The psychology behind women's tests. To understand why women test men, you must first understand the psychology behind it. A woman's tests are not random. They are rooted in deep biological instincts, passed down through generations of survival. In the language of evolutionary psychology, women are wired to seek security. Not just financial security, but emotional and psychological security. They want to know, if I place my trust in this man, will he remain solid when everything else falls apart? Think of it like this. For men, attraction often begins with appearance. A man might see a beautiful face, a graceful figure, and instantly feel desire. For women, attraction is different. Yes, looks play a role, but what matters most is strength of character. She is looking for qualities that cannot be faked over time: courage, discipline, self-control, and the ability to lead. This is why her tests are subtle. She doesn't always come out and say, "Prove to me you are strong." Instead, she throws small challenges your way. She might give you a sarcastic remark, change her mood suddenly, or disagree with your opinion, even if she secretly agrees. She is not trying to create conflict. She is trying to see if you can stay calm under pressure. Consider the lessons of Stoicism. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A woman's test is simply another "what happens to you." If your reaction is anger, neediness, or panic, you fail. If your reaction is calmness, composure, and confidence, you pass. Now let's break down some common forms of these tests. 1. Emotional storms. She might suddenly grow distant, moody, or upset over something small. The weak man panics, begging for answers, thinking he must fix it immediately. The strong man remains steady, giving space if needed while never losing his center. 2. Challenges to authority. She may question your decisions or push back when you lead. This isn't always disrespect, it's her way of checking your certainty. If you collapse under pressure, she loses faith. If you stand by your decision calmly and with reason, her respect deepens. 3. Jealousy. Triggers. Sometimes she'll mention other men intentionally or unintentionally to see how secure you are in yourself. The insecure man reacts with rage or jealousy. The strong man laughs, knowing his value is not shaken by competition. 4. Boundaries and limits. She might test whether you truly have self-respect by pushing against your boundaries. A man without standards allows anything. A man with inner strength enforces his limits calmly without needing to yell or argue. All of these are forms of one question: are you who you claim to be? This is why women are drawn to men of true stoicism. Men who are not slaves to their emotions. Men who do not let their inner world be tossed around by every storm. In a society where many men fold under the smallest discomfort, a stoic man shines like a diamond in the rough. Think of Leonidas at Thermopylae. He faced overwhelming odds, but his composure never wavered. He didn't need to scream or prove his power. His calm confidence under pressure inspired 300 men to stand against thousands. That is the essence of what women search for in you. Not perfection, not wealth alone, but unshakable presence. But here lies the paradox. Many men see these tests as unfair, even manipulative. They say, "Why can't women just trust me without testing me?" The answer is simple: because words are cheap. You can tell her you are strong, disciplined, and capable, but until she sees it under pressure, your words mean nothing. Tests separate pretenders from the real thing. So when a woman tests you, she is not trying to destroy the relationship, she is trying to deepen it. She wants to see if her trust is safe in your hands. Failing these tests doesn't mean you are a bad man, it means you are unprepared. Passing them doesn't mean perfection, it means progress. Every test is a chance to grow into the man you were meant to be. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you see women's tests as unfair, or do you now recognize them as opportunities to prove your strength? Chapter 3. How strong men respond to women's tests. Now that we've uncovered what these tests are and why they happen, the question remains: how do strong men respond? This is where most men fail. They may understand in theory that women test them, But when the moment comes, when emotions run high, when ego feels threatened, they collapse into either anger or weakness. But strong men know the secret: stoic response, not emotional reaction. Let's break this down step by step. 1. They remain calm under pressure. A woman raises her voice. She disagrees with you sharply. She withdraws affection. The weak man reacts instantly. He yells back, or he chases desperately, or he tries to explain himself endlessly. The strong man, he stays calm. He doesn't allow her storm to become his storm. His breathing stays steady, his words measured. He does not silence her with aggression, but with his presence. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In other words, nothing outside you can control you unless you let it. Women instinctively feel safer with a man who can remain calm when things grow chaotic. That calmness is proof of strength. 2. They enforce boundaries without fear. A man without boundaries is like a house without walls. Anyone can enter, rearrange, and leave chaos behind. When a woman tests your boundaries by being disrespectful, by pushing your limits, or by seeing how far she can go, the weak man either tolerates it to keep the peace or overreacts with rage. Both responses show weakness. The strong man, however, calmly enforces his boundaries. He does not need to shout, threaten, or punish. He simply makes it clear: this is what I allow. This is what I don't. His standards are not negotiable because his self-respect is not negotiable. And here's the truth: women may challenge boundaries, but they secretly crave men who hold them, because a man without standards cannot lead. 3. They lead with certainty. Another common test is when a woman challenges your decision. For example, you choose a restaurant and she disagrees, or you set a plan and she pushes back. The weak man instantly folds. Okay, whatever you want. He thinks he's being agreeable, but what he's really showing is indecision. And indecision is weakness. The strong man considers her words, but if his choice is sound, he stands by it, not arrogantly, but with calm certainty. And here's the paradox: when he does this, she feels more respect, not less, because she sees he is not afraid to lead, even when challenged. Leadership is not domination. Leadership is guidance. And a woman who tests you is really asking, can I trust your guidance? 4. They never beg for validation. One of the most subtle tests women give is withdrawing affection. Suddenly she's less warm, less responsive, less available. The weak man panics. He floods her with messages, demands reassurance, or accuses her of losing interest. This desperation destroys attraction. The strong man, however, remains centered. He continues his mission, his purpose, his life. He gives her space if needed, without chasing. His validation does not come from her moods. It comes from within. And here's the irony. When he does not beg for her attention, she often returns with even more, because nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who does not depend on her for his emotional survival. They use silence as power. Sometimes the strongest response is no response. When a woman tries to provoke drama, the weak man fuels the fire with endless arguing. The strong man knows that silence can be louder than words. Silence is not weakness, it is control. It shows that you are not easily moved, that you choose when and how to engage. In silence, you demonstrate mastery over yourself. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." And bravery often means the bravery to remain still, to remain quiet, to remain unshaken. But the truth every man must accept. Passing a woman's tests is not about winning against her. It's not a battle. It's not about domination. It's about showing that you are who you claim to be, a man of strength, composure, and leadership. Every test is a mirror. It reflects back to you the areas where you are still weak, insecure, or unprepared. Failing the test does not mean you are worthless. It means you have work to do. But when you pass, when you remain calm, enforce boundaries, lead with certainty, stay centered, and use silence wisely, you don't just win her respect, you win something greater, mastery over yourself. And that, brothers, is the essence of being a Stoic man. Write in the comments, which of these Stoic responses do you feel you need to practice the most in your life right now? Chapter 4. Turning tests into triumphs. By now, you understand that women's tests are not punishments, not manipulation, and not games. They are signals. They are questions life throws at you through the women in your world. Are you truly strong? Are you truly disciplined? Are you truly ready to lead? And the truth is, how you respond to these tests doesn't just determine your relationship with women, it determines your relationship with yourself. 1. The mirror of the test. Every test a woman gives you is really a mirror. If you are insecure, the test reveals it. If you are unstable, the test exposes it. If you lack boundaries, the test will push them until they break. Most men run from the mirror, they blame women, they call them difficult, manipulative, or impossible to please. But the wise man, the Stoic man, understands that these tests are opportunities for growth. Instead of saying, "Why is she doing this to me?" he says, "What is this teaching me about myself?" This shift in mindset transforms everything. Suddenly her tests are no longer obstacles, but sharpening stones. Each one chisels away your weakness, polishing you into a man of iron discipline. 2. Growth through resistance. Think about it. How do muscles grow? Through resistance. How does steel become stronger? Through fire. How does character form? Through trials. Women's tests are a form of resistance training for the soul. They push you, they challenge you, they press against your weaknesses to see if you'll break. And if you refuse to break, if you remain calm, firm and centered, you grow stronger. This is why the Stoics welcomed hardship. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The tests you face from women are not in the way, they are the way. They are a path to deeper strength, greater mastery, and unshakable confidence. 3. Beyond women. The greater lesson. But let's step back for a moment. This is not just about women. Life itself tests you every single day. When money runs short, when friends betray you, when opportunities collapse, life is asking, will you fold or will you rise? Women's tests are simply a smaller reflection of this larger truth. If you cannot remain strong in the face of a woman's mood, how will you remain strong in the face of life's storms? The man who passes women's tests consistently is the same man who handles business challenges with confidence, who leads his family with certainty, who navigates life with calmness and direction. So, when you train yourself to pass these tests, you are not just improving your relationships, you are fortifying your entire existence. 4. The 3 pillars of passing every test. If we could summarize everything into 3 timeless principles, they would be these. Presence. Stay grounded in the moment. Don't let emotions control you. Don't let her storm shake your roots. Your calmness is power. Purpose. Always live with a mission beyond her. The man who makes a woman his entire world fails every test. The man who has direction, goals, and discipline, he becomes the center she orbits around. Principle. Live by unshakable standards. Know your values. Enforce your boundaries. Lead with integrity. These are the foundations of respect. Master these 3, and no test will ever shake you again. 5. Becoming the rock she trusts. At the end of the day, women are not searching for perfection. They are not looking for a flawless man who never makes mistakes. What they are searching for is a rock, a man who remains grounded no matter what. When she cries, you don't fall apart. When she challenges you, you don't crumble. When she doubts, you don't panic. You stay steady, present, and strong. That is the kind of man she can trust. That is the kind of man she respects. And that is the kind of man who wins, not just with women, but with life itself. So, brothers, Remember this: women will always test men. Not because they want to hurt you, but because they need to know that the man they give their heart to is truly a man worth following. See every test not as a threat, but as an invitation to rise above your emotions, to strengthen your discipline, and to live with greater purpose. The strongest men do not fear tests, they welcome them, because every test passed is another step toward mastery, and mastery is the essence of masculinity. Comment below, what's one test you've faced recently that taught you something powerful about yourself?